And away we go. It is the Nightcap, brought to you by Hail Mary Sports Bar right here on BearcatJournal.com. Go see our good friends at Hail Mary's. They're located in Cheviot. They're on Harrison Avenue. That's right inside the Dora District. So you can go from bar to bar with your drinks, or no need for that. You can just hang out at Hail Mary's. Got 27 TVs, a 9-screen video wall. They have the DirecTV sports package, so you can watch the Reds' newest trade acquisition, the greatest defensive third baseman in the history of baseball, commit an error on his first night in a Reds uniform and allow the tying runs to score. Oh, wait. Sorry. That wasn't part of the read. Brand new walk-in cooler, brand new draft lines. And you guessed it, ice cold Cincy Light in 32.8 degree frosted glasses. Hi, Aaron.
Yo.
I don't know where that Cabrian Hayes thing it just
frustration. It's fine.
I mean, it's the most Reds thing ever. You go get the best defender in all of baseball, and he shows up and
boots an error
that allows you're up 3-1, bases loaded. It would have got you out of the inning, and no. I can't believe I didn't think of that to mention on radio today.
That he would have done exactly this?
Yeah, that exactly is. Oh, he's going to commit an error. It's a costly error tonight just to ingratiate himself with. And now nobody will like him ever here. Like, that is his first impression here. People are going to he can't hit. Like, I think you could put up a 539 OPS.
Nope.
It's unplayable. But anyhow, let's talk Bearcats. Speaking of radio today, very cool moment today on 1530. It's funny because it was supposed to happen at Bengals training camp. They had set this whole thing up. John Cunningham was going to come into the tent where Tony and Mo have been broadcasting from and let him know he had made the Hall of Fame live in person at Bengals training camp. And then it rained this morning. So they moved that inside. So Tony was at the radio station instead of being down at Bengals camp. But John Cunningham called in. Tony said, and I get this, he said he should have caught on that something was happening around him.
Something was amiss.
But he's so tired. Like, when you get into this camp stretch, and you're working camp and doing radio and doing like we do all these shows and everything, like, all you're thinking about is get the work done, eat,
go to bed,
go to sleep. Like, that's it. That's like your brain is just not properly functioning for 3 weeks. And he's like, his wife was outside on the phone all night last night. Like, she'd get a call and she'd walk outside and Tony's like, oh, it was my mom. Like, I just didn't want the kids, and interrupting our conversation. And, he's like, there were signs. There were definitely, looking back, there were signs that something was off. And I just missed all of them because I wasn't even paying attention. But Cunningham calls in this morning and informs Tony Pike that he
live on the radio.
Live on the radio. He will be a part of the 25-26 Hall of Fame class at UC. Apparently there's going to be 7 athletes inducted into the Hall of Fame. That will be announced on Monday, I think they said.
Okay.
But Tony was the first, and they wanted to get him, and he got. And there's, I know it's emotional, but in retrospect, there's nothing worse than getting got like that. Like, it's awesome, but you're still like, there, I hate that.
It was quite an emotional moment. I mean, he was there on the radio, and you see him kind of taking it all in, and then he tears up a little bit and tries to play that off, and then his wife and kid come in and they have balloons.
Well, I think that's when he saw them walk in. I think that's when he cracked a little bit. And then you see him walk into the video, but they walked into the room before that. And I think that's what he, seeing his son come in with the jersey on, I think that's what got him for sure.
so they're there as he's wrapping up the call. He's trying to get off the phone, in his words, without sounding like a buffoon. But it was. I'm not gonna lie. I teared up a little bit. Just a
I
little
did too.
little one here in the corner. Like just because he's been so good to me personally, in doing stuff here, doing stuff on this, talking to him on the sidelines, doing stuff even with me, Ed, and Jeff when we were doing Pardon the Punctuation. Just he's been good to, and I know I'm not the only one. Just the media in general since he's been here. To go from a guy who was a walk-on this team to
he wasn't a walk-on. Here's a great shirt. So he was on scholarship, but like
kinda.
It was, I mean, he got his school paid for. He was on scholarship. He started a semester late. Okay. So, like, instead of coming in right after high school, they used to have this thing called gray shirt where you would start the second semester. So it wouldn't start your clock until the next year. So it's like buying an extra year because Tony was a toothpick coming out of high school. Like, he was 6'5", but like 150 pounds. Like he needed nourishment.
So you might call him a soda pop.
Yeah. Sprays everywhere and then flat. But I mean, he was here for like 6.5 years.
A long time.
He was here for a long time. I mean, like the funny thing is with Tony, like if you know the story and you followed the Bearcats at that point in time, like he needed a bunch of stuff to break his way. Going into that, his junior season, redshirt junior season, like Brian Kelly told him, basically shit or get off the pot. Like you're either going to make a move and play this year, or we're going to use your scholarship on somebody else.
Going to make the move for you.
Yeah. So there were some injuries. Tony kind of ended up at the top of the depth chart and then took it and ran with it. And, it's crazy for a guy that was here for as long as he was and never really got a chance to then get his chance and turn that chance into a Hall of Fame career is awesome.
Yeah, provided one of the most iconic moments, if not the most iconic moment in all of Bearcats football history.
Yeah, I think it's the seminal moment in UC football history.
Certainly a turning point.
Beating Wisconsin, but those teams weren't good.
Right.
Brent Selleck against Rutgers, rumbling down the sideline for a touchdown in the game that kind of won. It's so crazy, like how stuff happens. If Selleck doesn't score that touchdown, Rutgers wins. Mark D'Antonio does not get his marquee signature victory that got him the Michigan State job. Brian Kelly never comes to Cincinnati, or at least
probably not.
That version of Brian Kelly never comes to Cincinnati. And who knows where any of this goes without Brian Kelly. So, like, that was, really cool. But I don't think there's, I guess Dez scoring the touchdown against Notre Dame to knock off Notre Dame. I don't think there was really a moment in the AAC championship game that sent them to the college football playoff.
Was that Houston, right?
Yeah, Houston.
Was that where they had the 2 goal line stands?
That was Tulsa.
Okay, I was going to say that was earlier in the season. That might have been the moment of that season, truthfully.
Yeah, I mean, they the first half was close, but ultimately in the second half they pulled away from Houston. There wasn't like an iconic moment against Houston other than the stadium nipper with the light
emptying onto the field. Yeah, the cell phones and all that, right?
But I mean, Pike to Benz is the greatest moment in UC football history. I don't think you can argue that. Like, I don't even think there's anything.
Fans had left the stadium and tried to come back in to, like, their fans had left the stadium thinking the game was over. They tried to come back in after hearing all the hoopla inside the stadium as it's all going nuts.
Yeah. I mean, It was wild. It was wild being there, seeing, I'll still, every time I hear Sweet Caroline, it transforms me back to standing on the field in Pittsburgh going, I really don't like these people. I really don't like these people. I don't like the song. Like, I really hope they find a way to win this game. And then finding a way to win the game, and then I'll never forget sitting in that media room waiting for Brian Kelly forever. And if you remember, I think I've told this story a couple times. As soon as time expired on the game, it flashed across the screen. Brian Kelly's interested. Brian Kelly's a leading candidate for Notre Dame. And so we're all talking about it because it's on social media. So we're talking about it in the media room. And one of the producers or whatever for TV was like, oh no, he gave that to us on Tuesday. And he told us if Cincinnati won, like we had to sit on it, but if Cincinnati won, we could run it. If Cincinnati lost, then don't run it after the game.
The politician, always politicianing.
Always politicking. And that's why I always called him the great politician from New England, because that's exactly what he was. That, you remember that game, he screamed at Tony Pike going into halftime, like, you're gonna lose this game for your brothers. Like, yeah, we're gonna lose this game because you screwed it up, and you're gonna cost your brothers a shot at playing for a national championship. I guess it worked because Tony was incredible in the second half.
Sure. And thus the legend began of Tony Pike.
Yeah, I mean, it's I've gotten to work with Tony for a long time now, and we're always talking on the sidelines, during games, halftime, before games, joking around and kind of making wisecracks about whatever it is that we're seeing. I've gotten to work with him at radio a ton. Really proud of him for how good he's gotten at radio, because that was not something that was a natural to him. Like, he had to kind of work to get there. I think he's outstanding doing radio now. I think he's improved exponentially, and happy for him, man. He's just a good dude. He's a great representation of UC. And I did get him twice today. He was walking through where the sales desks are, and they're all clapping for it. And I'm like, ladies and gentlemen, Tony Pick, which is what Mo calls him for his Orange Bowl performance. And then and I was like, congratulations on the Hall of Fame. I mean, it's not the Ring of Honor, but you did make it into the Hall of Fame. And he's like, thanks for keeping me grounded, Chad.
That elusive Ring of Honor.
Look, there's been one player put in that Ring of Honor since Kevin Huber got put in 2009. Don't get me started on that. But awesome day for Tony. Awesome day for his family. And that's why it is cool seeing local kids. It's like Tony said, like, he used to go to games. We talked about this today. He used to go to games with his grandpa when he was a kid. And there were so few people there. They would walk in, and his grandpa would be like, see you in the fourth quarter. And the kids would just run around and toss football in the concourse. And he was like, you could sit anywhere. And I was like, if you would have walked down to the field and been like, can I sit on the bench? They would have been like, yeah, come on down, kid. Like, you can sit on the bench. You could have just told the usher, like, I'm going to be the quarterback here. I'm gonna take this program to the Orange and the Sugar Bowl. And they would have been like, this kid's drunk. Where's his parents? This kid's drunk. It's awesome. It really is.
Just happy for a great athlete at Cincinnati and a great human to boot.
Yeah. Maybe if we can make it work and his schedule works out, maybe Monday night on the BBP, little Tony Pike appearance to celebrate. He said if his schedule works, he will do it. But his schedule's pretty crazy right now with everything going on, but we're going to try. We're going to try. If not, we'll get him soon. That's going to wrap it up. Congrats to Tony. Proud of you, man. And can't wait to see you go into the Hall of Fame here in a couple months. That's the Nightcap, brought to you by Hail Mary Sports Bar, right here on BearcatJournal.com.
See ya!